The biblical story of the widow and the prophet Elisha in 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 1 to 7, is a powerful example of God's provision and financial breakthrough. In this story, a widow, desperate and in debt, reaches out to Elisha for help. She only has a small amount of oil left, but the prophet instructs her to gather as many empty vessels as she can from her neighbors. She obeys, and miraculously, the oil multiplies, filling every vessel until there are no more left. She then sells the oil, pays off her debts, and has enough left over to live on. This story is often seen as a metaphor for how God can bring financial breakthrough even in the most desperate circumstances. The key elements, oil, vessels, and the act of gathering, can be likened to today's business opportunities and the principles that lead to success. The oil, a symbol of your skills and resources. In the modern context, the oil represents the unique skills, talents, or resources you already possess. Just as the widow's small jar of oil seemed insignificant, your current resources may appear insufficient to solve your financial challenges. However, the story teaches that even the smallest resource, when blessed by God, can multiply beyond expectation. In business, this could be a particular skill set, a small investment, or a simple idea. The key is to recognize the potential in what you have, however modest it may seem, and to present it to God for blessing and multiplication. The vessels symbolize the opportunities and networks available to you. The widow had to go out and actively gather these vessels. They didn't come to her. In the same way, in today's business environment, opportunities don't just fall into your lap. You need to be proactive in seeking out new opportunities, expanding your network, and building relationships. The more vessels you gather, the more opportunities you pursue, the more room there is for God to pour out His blessing. This could mean exploring new markets, investing in education or training, or partnering with others who share your vision. Finally, the act of pouring the oil into the vessels represents the faith and action required to see God's blessing manifest. The widow had to trust that as she poured, the oil would continue to flow. Similarly, in business, you must take steps of faith, investing your resources and efforts even when the outcome is uncertain. God's provision often comes as you take action, stepping out in faith and doing your part. It's in the process of pouring, of working diligently and trusting God with the results, that you see the breakthrough. Just as the widow's oil was multiplied to meet her needs and more, God can multiply your efforts in today's business world. The key is to recognize the resources He has already placed in your hands, to actively seek out opportunities, and to step out in faith, trusting that He will provide. The vessels you gather may be new clients, innovative ideas, or expanded networks, each an opportunity for God's blessing to flow into your life. In summary, the story of the widow's oil is a powerful reminder that God's provision often comes through the resources we already have, multiplied by our faith and action. In today's business world, this principle still holds true. When you trust God with your resources, seek out opportunities, and act in faith, He can bring about a financial breakthrough beyond what you could ever imagine.